Welcome to At the Nurses Station with Kelly and Sam. We have a lot of actually really fun things to talk about today and some surprise topics that Kelly doesn't know are coming that are like slightly more serious. So that should be fun. Before we get into it, it's finally like consistently sunny. I was about to say 80, but that's not exactly true. High 70s, 80s, very summery outside. Have you been getting to enjoy it much?
Yes. So you can hear from my voice that I have horrible allergies, and I've been taking every allergy medication known to man, and I still sound just horrible and sneezing and all that stuff, which means that summer is really here. Um, but yes, I've mentioned before, my parents live on a lake. And so I've been out there at least a couple times a week, taking the boys swimming and out on the boat, and actually had a bunch of girls from work out there last, what is it?
That was like 2 days ago.
Yeah. And I was by far the oldest person there. I think there was one. So I'm in my 40s. There was one nurse in her 30s and the rest were in their 20s. And I can't hang like I used to. Like it was a little rough. But we had so much fun. We went up the river. I jumped off a bridge with one of the girls. I have bruises all over me, which means I had a great time.
Well, I was with you until like the last sentence and a half there. But I don't know if bruises equal a good time in like normal culture, but yeah, it sounds like fun. And knowing some of the girls that you went with, I feel like it was probably a blast.
Yeah, sure. It was super fun. There was 2 pregnant girls there, so we had designated drivers for everybody, which was very fun. Yeah, it was great.
Necessary for sure. Yeah. Oh, good. Cool. Well, I have like almost 2 weeks off, so I've just been hanging around. Well, I got to come hang with you there for a little while, not on the boat, and the boys were so fun. Okay. But I have a question about work for you.
Okay.
And this a little bit goes back to some of the topics that we were discussing about being good at your job and being responsible for knowing things. So you've been a nurse for longer than me, but we've both been nurses for long enough. I feel like, have you run into a situation where you realize that you don't know something critical or confidently enough that you should have known for a long time? And if so, does that make sense? How do you go about fixing that?
I'm trying to think of like a specific.
Okay, I'm asking because it specifically happened to me. And so I want to know how you would handle it.
So this is actually really embarrassing, like how dumb this is.
Okay.
So I put NGs in or OGs in all the time. But normally somebody else like connects the suction for me because I have better things to do. I know this is so dumb. So I was in a trauma and we had intubated the patient and I put the OG in and then I went to connect, and there's that little clear connector that comes with the tubing.
Suction tubing.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I couldn't find it. Well, no, first of all, I didn't even like look for it. And I'm like trying to connect it. I'm like, why isn't this working? And then like the PICU nurse was like, well, you have to use this connector. And I was like, yeah. I didn't know that was like actually in the tubing kit. Like I always just grabbed like a Christmas tree or whatever to connect it.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go. That was like, wow. How long have I been doing this? And there's a connector right there that comes.
How recently was this?
Oh, like 6 months ago. I mean, it was, it was like, and I felt so stupid. And I was just like, wow. All right. Yeah. So there you go.
What did yours was on accident, huh?
Yeah. What was yours?
Well, I listened to a podcast that talked about front of neck access. And I was talking about crikes and like, anyway, which I was at work. I was like, well, what do we do? Wait, what if there's a bouncy ball? What do you need me to get out? And everyone was kind of like, you don't already know this? I'm like, I
No, they weren't. I guarantee that not everyone there was like, I know exactly what to grab for a crike.
Okay, well, I felt done. Well, the charge nurse and the doctor that were there were kind of like, oh, well, you just get, whatever. And I'm like, no, like, what do you want of me? So anyway, I thought that the needles that we have taped to the trauma cart were for that. And one of the nurses that was there was like, no, that's for a needle decompression. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
well, I guess that makes sense too, I suppose. Like, that would be reasonable as well. Um, and then, like a week later, a different charge nurse was there. And I was like, this is going to sound stupid. But our manager said that there's a crike kit in the trauma cart. I'm assuming that it looks like a kit, like
Yeah.
that you
Well,
open.
you asked me this question. Am I the charge nurse you asked?
No, because
Oh.
no, because I still was, it was like not, anyway, it wasn't in my head correctly. So we went into the trauma room. The crike kit is a bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have failed there. And it is the needles. So that part I was right about, which I do feel better about. But I felt kind of the whole process. I don't know. I felt really
It's
like
just like a
I
14, it's just like a 14 gauge, right? And then you can actually attach a bag to it.
yeah, you attach like this tubing and then you like plug the hole kind of, or like push a button sort of thing to create the pressure for a breath. Um, which like the concept I understood from previous ERs, but we had like this jet thing that we set up. Anyway, more I just kind of like felt, I was like, for one, this probably won't happen. This isn't like setting up an NG tube that we do fairly often.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. I feel like you and I are both nurses that like other nurses ask questions of a lot. And so I felt kind of like if I ask this question, like my credibility of like knowing what's going on or like being a reliable source of information kind of like goes down a little bit. But I also
I
feel
don't
like
think
it's more,
so. I
huh?
don't think so. I think that I don't know. I think I went through stages where when I was first a nurse, I asked tons of questions. And then you kind of get to this place where you think that you're expected to know things. So then I didn't ask as many
Mhm.
questions and I would like do my own research to figure it out. And now that I feel like I've been a nurse forever, now I feel like I ask all those questions again because I don't care if I look stupid. Do you
Yeah,
know what
I
I
mean, I
mean?
guess that's true. Yeah, and it's not, well, I ask a lot of questions all the time, but it was more of like, I feel like people thought that I knew this, and maybe I even thought that I knew this, and now I don't actually know this. And it's like sort of a critical thing. So, but I mean, it ended up being good. We opened it up and it ended up being set up incorrectly anyway. So we were able to like fix it. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked if we had needed it in the moment.
Great. Well,
Um,
because I always thought you just used like a 14 gauge and then anesthesia would come in and use a scalpel and then put a smaller ET tube in and then take them to OR.
Yeah, I mean, I think ideally, yes, that's what happened. Well, but if you put the 14 gauge in, you have to hook it to something. You
Right.
can't just put it in. And
Yeah.
it's
Okay. So you're saying that there was like tubing that you would attach that to.
the thing that you would hook it up to was put together incorrectly so that you couldn't attach it to the hub of the 14 gauge.
Well, so that's a good thing.
It ended up being a good thing, but I mean, I've been thinking about this for like weeks and weeks, and I'm like, well, in the moment, I'll probably just be able to figure it out. Ah,
Well, I think that's where like us older nurses get hung up is something will pop into our head like, what if this happened? And you start
mhm.
planning it out and it's like, oh, I don't know. And then, right, you like can't let it go until you figure it out.
Yeah. And then even to go and ask our manager, and I felt so bad. I was like, please, like, don't think that I am not trustworthy to do my job, but I have a question that I'm pretty sure I should know about a very emergent situation. And I don't know the answer. And I am so sorry that I've been operating on my own without knowing the answer to this question.
Well, and the funny thing about Crikes is we worked with a tech that was in
Mm.
paramedic school, and he would talk about Crikes all the time. And to me, a medic doing a Crike is terrifying, but they probably get taught how to do it much more than we do.
Do you remember that YouTube video we looked up like years and years ago? And we were like, what the HE double hockey sticks is this? And then the doctor was like, well, yeah, that's what they would do. And we were like, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
What was it like? They shove the bougie down and then they shove like the ET. And I was like, in the field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay. I guess anyway, I just thought that would be, I mean, that would be a good thing to bring up since we do kind of harp on like knowing how to do your job and like being responsible. But then even we have a big job and sometimes you just didn't even realize that you didn't know something. And it's more important to just ask somebody and get it sorted out.
I know. I kind of want to cut out the whole segment where I said I didn't know how to connect NG tubing.
Listen, in your defense, another nurse and I went through this a few weeks ago where we were not on the same page and we were both a little arguing about how we were going to connect it. Little piece,
silly things.
But it comes in the kit that we don't use. So we already have suction set up.
Right.
But it comes in the other package.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Whatever.
Maybe you should just keep one taped to your badge so that you have it all the time.
Oh, well, I will never forget it now.
Yeah, I bet you won't.
Now that I looked like a moron. Which is another like thing in nursing, I think, that you could not know something for years and years and years. And then when you have that moment where you have to know and you look a little stupid, you will then never forget that. It's going to get lodged in my head because I don't want to look dumb again.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what exactly those things are, but I feel like they're just like so ingrained in me now. I like spent the first 3 years of my nursing career just like being humiliated over and over again. I'm like, oh, it's just how this will go. My charge nurse used to know which rooms I started the IVs in because there's a puddle on the floor and you'd have to clean the side rail like really well when we used to use the old school ones. Cause she's like, Samantha, can't you just occlude it? I'm like, I don't know how. I'm not good at that.
I'm trying.
I got it in the vein. Can you just be proud of me? Which I guess is a nice segue into what we're going to talk a little bit about today, which was generational dynamics in the context of what we put on our bodies. Is that? With that?
Yeah. So
is that a good way?
We thought it'd be fun to talk about kind of fashion, I guess is how we could say it in nursing and how it like relates to the outside world and how it has changed because we're a little bit older nurses and we have strong opinions on what we see on people's bodies and we're probably going to get so hated for what we're going to say.
Oh man.
Yeah. So when I started as a nurse, it was very everyone wore scrubs, first of all. Like you wore scrub pants and a scrub top, maybe an undershirt, but probably not. And clogs. That was everyone wore that. Were you the same?
Yes, for the most part. There were like the more old, like even the old school, some of those nurses, if you were like nurse admin, like house soup or something, you would wear a t-shirt tucked into your elastic waist scrubs. And then you would wear a lab coat over the top of that.
Yes, I actually had a lab coat.
Me too.
Because when I was living in Denver a bazillion years ago, I did flu shot clinics like on the side just to make extra money. And that was part of the attire is I had to wear white pants. And I think, I don't remember the top, but white pants and a white lab coat. And man, when was the last time you saw a white lab coat? Maybe, one of our surgeons still wears one all the time.
Oh, yeah. And that older house soup that works. Does she work like night shift or swing shift?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What else? So everybody wore a scrub top when I started. Nobody wore t-shirts. Nobody wore sweatshirts or jackets. If you were cold, you wore a lab coat.
Yeah.
And we were just moving out of prints when I like entered the hospital. We're like, prints were like really cool. Like, that's what my mom wore, was always prints. And then as I started in the ER, it was when Grey's Anatomy was like, it was Grey's Anatomy and something couture. What was that?
Juicy
Couture.
Yeah.
Did they have scrubs?
I don't know. That's what I thought of when you said couture.
Med couture. That's right.
Couture. I'm like,
and they were
couture.
solid.
I remember that scent.
And they were like, do you remember they were like painted on? Oh my gosh, the pants were so tight. Oh.
Yeah. Well, so I'm more of your mom's generation because I graduated nursing school in 2004. And so everything was print. I didn't wear a lot of prints. But I do remember one scrub top I had, like it's just stuck in my head, that it was pink and it had flying pigs on it. And it was like my favorite scrub top ever. And I'd wear that with pink flare scrub pants.
Oh, yes.
So like the old nurses would wear joggers, like what we wear now.
Oh.
Or like the really tight, like the tapered pants. And then like the cool younger nurses, we would wear flare scrub pants.
I remember the flares. And because they had like a little slit in the side. Like right at the bottom.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. I think so. I started nursing in 2011 and then had my first son in 2013. And so when I was pregnant, I was allowed to wear a zip up hoodie. And that's what, like during my pregnancy, I wore scrub pants, a t-shirt, and then like a zip up hoodie. And that was okay. It was the night shift though, too. On the day shift, they were allowed to wear cardigans. And there was, oh my gosh, well, we'll see how far this podcast gets out into the wide world. And I'm sure someone will call me and text me if I get in trouble. The day shift on this one unit were called the sweater set because they wore their scrubs and then they would each wear a cardigan over the top of it for their day shift. And that was their little crew. Day shift.
But that's what I love about like what we're talking about, like getting older or like going through the generations of nursing, because like fashion is such like a big thing. So then how long ago was it when figs came out? Because figs took over the like scrub world and you were not cool unless you were wearing figs.
Was it before or after COVID?
It probably was right around COVID because we all started shopping online, right?
And it was like, I think they got so popular because they social media'd it, like, right? Like they just hammered social media.
Yeah. Have you ever tried figs? I don't think you have. Is it because they're too expensive?
No, it's because I refuse to be bought.
Oh, yeah, you do, girl. You're a strong woman.
They seem fine. I just can't see how they are like in a utilitarian way better than any other scrub. They have less pockets. They're thinner. Like,
well, and they're made for women who have not had children.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Because if I would have worn those in my 20s, I would have looked amazing, right? Because I didn't have like the hips and the butt and all that stuff that I have now. Now I do have figs and I do wear them. There's a very particular style that I like though. I've tried a couple of them, but I get caught on the price because I'm just like, I don't want to spend that much. But then there's people that have literally every single color of figs.
Once people at work started talking about like, oh my God, did you see that this, and then they use like a word that's not a color, did you see that the avocado dropped? Are you going to order? Oh, it's almost, I was like, I refuse to be a part of this. I will not, I cannot care enough about what is happening no, I won't do it.
Well, and you're very specific. You wear navy blue pants with a white t-shirt and a navy blue zip up.
Yeah.
Most,
Yes.
right?
Their Wonder Winks stretch that I don't even think they make anymore. So that makes me nervous sometimes. I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But I've worn those scrubs for years. And I do actually have a box of like a million colors of them because I just found scrub pants that fit, that had what I wanted. And so I bought them in all of the colors. And then I started working at a hospital that only let nurses wear navy. So I
Mm.
bought a bunch of those. And yeah, and I used to wear a scrub top, but it's just in the ER, it's just not as necessary. I don't need the pockets on the top.
Mm.
And in our department, there's kind of like not a push, but we try to look slightly less medical, right?
Yeah, for the kids.
For the kids. And so yeah, I found a zip up that I'm just really particular in all the clothes that I wear. And so yeah, you're right. I look one of two ways when I come to work, either with a dark blue zip up or a light gray zip up, and that's it.
And the light gray is new.
It is. It's because the forest green one, the elastic started wearing out and it looked real janky. And I found the light gray one on Poshmark because Kohl's doesn't make these zip ups anymore. So
God forbid you try something new.
I have, thank you, and they just don't look as good. Like,
so then the most recent switch is now mandala scrubs.
oh,
And I will tell you, I absolutely love mandalas. Like,
why?
because just the way they fit like real women bodies.
Okay.
And they're cheap. They're, I'm going to say it's like $20 for a top and $25 for pants,
No,
which
that's not
is
bad.
no. And they have the wide leg. And so I feel like I'm back in the 90s. And when I got the new wide leg pants, I was just like, this is it. This is my new favorite. But I change my style a lot.
Yeah.
Like I do have joggers, I have the wide leg, I have cargos, and I kind of dress for my mood, or if I'm in charge, I dress differently as well. Like, because I have a lot of like kid t-shirts.
You do. You have such cute little prints. Like
Yeah.
printed.
Well, and I also have I have a t-shirt of a dinosaur riding a dragon or something like that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
and so those are like kid friendly, but I won't wear that if I'm in charge, because if somebody's asking to talk to the charge nurse, I don't want to walk in there and have like my Harry Potter t-shirt on.
that's right. I would, so to the point of the jogger, I've never been a jogger fan because yes, it just like makes my thighs look too big and I don't appreciate that being pointed out by the universe. But when it became a thing, I said over and over again, I was like, why are your ankles out? There's no reason to have your ankle skin just out into the world when you work in a hospital. Seems like a silly thing to me. And now what is the style? To have cute long socks that you tuck up underneath your joggers.
Well, yeah, because the young nurses are getting something right. They're wearing compression socks from the day they start as a nurse.
Those aren't freaking compression socks. Those are just cute socks that they find places. Stop it.
No, I think they're compression socks.
I mean, in the sense that they're tight, I guess, but I don't think they're true compression socks.
Well, I wear compression socks, and I wish I would have worn them from the beginning. Because
really?
Yeah, I got nasty veins like by my late 20s from being a nurse on my feet all the time.
I don't know when the last time I looked at them. Maybe next time we're together, you'll have to look at the back of my calves and tell me if I have, I don't know what's back there. So I've never worn compression socks.
Well, good for you.
I also have the same pair of shoes since I graduated nursing school.
Yeah, your dance coats, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, I have. I think I've tried every single type of shoe out there. I had to give up Danskos a while back because they just weren't doing it anymore. Now I wear Hoka's, which have been amazing.
Do you go so fast in your running shoes? You're running down the hallway?
No, I love my Hoka's. And then you have very strong opinions about Birkenstocks at work.
Okay, listen, for one, we can talk about this too. Dress code, like when we very first started working, or I mean, different times, there was like a dress code that you had to follow. Granted, My zip ups probably wouldn't fall in that, but they don't have a hood. So I think that that's okay. You have to have a back on your shoe. Like you can't even
That
go
was
to
never part of our dress code, I don't think. It was
really.
just you couldn't have open toes.
Do you remember when Crocs were a thing and everyone wore Crocs to work?
Yes.
Oh,
I
like
wore Crocs with my flare scrubs.
a Croc is an open toe. Like it is effectively an open toe shoe. That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't get the Birkenstocks. They look like slippers. Like you can't move fast or effectively in them. They're just gonna like fly off. I don't. It doesn't. It's mind boggling to me. I don't get it at
I
all.
don't think you can move fast in dance goes though, because it's like what the dance go walk where you roll your
Oh yeah,
ankle.
the dance co step. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I cannot run in a dance co. That is true. I just there's something about the Birkenstock where I'm like, are we at a hippie fest? Are we like at the beach? Are we at work? I just um,
Yeah.
I don't think you're a bad person if you wear them. I just think that you're erring in this one decision making thing in your life. That's all.
You made bad choices.
Just this one choice is not a good one.
So let's talk a little bit about the tightness of scrubs. I feel like there should be a specific, there's a gauge that nurses should follow on how tight their scrubs are.
Oh, do you have a scale? Go ahead.
Well, okay, if I can see your underwear line or your, God forbid, camel toe,
Or your cellulite?
they're too tight.
Too tight.
Too tight. You gotta just upsize. It's okay.
I do feel like probably in my pants, because they are thin, you could maybe see an underwear line sometimes. But I wear real grandma panties, so this might be too much. I might cut this.
Well, no, because I used to wear grandma panties to work. They were my work panties. I actually had a song about it.
Okay. We have veered.
So when I get dressed, I go, work panties, because I'm going to work. But that was when I wore, that was when I wore Koi's, the Lindsay.
Boys, yes.
And they were the cargo, and they had the cute cargo like back pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wore the right size, you wouldn't see the underwear line because they were like thicker material.
Yeah.
Well, when I went away from Koi's, now I feel like you can't wear work panties with figs. Like they're not going to look good.
Part of the problem.
Right. So then I had to switch to wearing a thong to work, which took a little bit of an adjustment, but we're fine now. Moving.
I feel like this is out of my comfort zone now. And I'm sorry because I started it a little bit and that is my fault. But I feel like we need to.
Okay, but I was going to say, I do have a couple pairs of scrubs that I will not wear because you can see the cellulite on my butt. Like, I mean, you can probably see it in all my pants, but there's like a really light blue color that I have that I feel like just light color on cellulite is just more
Shows
noticeable.
the shadow.
Yeah. So, I mean, yes, there it is.
Fine. Yes, I agree with you. Also, I feel like if you can't confidently drop to the floor to do your job, like if you can't just like drop into a squat to like lift that person off the ground or empty the urine bag or the chest tube or like whatever, they're too tight.
Yeah.
Like that's just, yeah.
This is what it is.
Isn't there someone that ripped their pants at work?
Oh, probably. I think I heard that story, but I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember who it was either. So
that would be horrible.
Well, I had to wear the hospital scrubs the other day. And of course, everyone was like, oh, they just look the same as your scrubs, which they didn't. My scrubs are much more flattering. But that was because I got Shigella diarrhea all over my leg. So,
and that's so gross. I just,
Different pants. The pants for sure. I actually have strong opinions about a nurse that comes up, like any nurse that, oh, sorry, I have an eyelash, that shows up into our unit. And I have to think to myself, how did you get your scrub top on? Because there's not a lot of like give in scrub tops. And
no, that's absolutely true. Like they are not stretchy unless you're buying like a specific like yoga brand scrub top, which they do have those.
I
But
feel
these are
like
not the ones.
there's an ancillary department that we work with that has nurses in it. Maybe somebody comes over a couple times a year and helps us. And every time I'm out, like my head just always tilts a little bit. And I'm like, but why? Like, what are we
And
trying
how
to
do you
prove
get
to
it
each other?
off? Like when you go home, how are you getting that tight top off?
I mean, maybe you'd have to have like your husband pull it from the shoulders, I guess. Cause yeah, you couldn't, I don't know, but I do remember when I was a younger nurse, that was also a thing, was like, how tight can, and everyone was having their boobs done, I feel like, in the department that I worked in at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would just, I'm just like, can you take a breath? Can you inhale in what you have on right now? Are you going to pass out?
Well, and my thought behind scrubs is they're supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to be able to move in a lot of different ways. Like that's why we wear them, is because we have to be constantly moving. If they're too tight, you can't move.
I feel like they were intended to be functional.
Yeah.
That would be the word that I would use, is like
not comfortable.
Yeah, they serve a purpose and they denote who is medical, and they give you something to take off instead of having like your gross like clothes that you wear to work and wear everywhere else. But what else? I think that there are some other like little that I'd be interested to hear people from like other hospitals or other units tell us. I know when I was at a different hospital, everyone in the ER was wearing fanny packs. Like they were just so cool.
When I started, we did have like the nurse's belt. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it almost looked like a little apron.
Oh.
And you would put like your pens and you could have tape and your scissors and all of that. That was a thing like in the early 2000s for a while. But I don't even think they sell those anymore. But yes, people do wear fanny packs. Which, I mean, whatever.
Here's where I get judgy about it. If you like organically are like came to the conclusion that some sort of fanny pack is like the best way for you to do your job, and you just do it that way because that's the way that it works for you, fine. If you purchase a fanny pack because social media told you to, or because everyone that you work with is wearing one, no, I reject that entirely and don't like it at all.
Now, I will say, I don't know if you were a part of this, but I think it was like a year ago. Some of us all like were making fun of fanny packs, or one person had a fanny pack. Anyways, one of the nurses bought everyone on our weekend a fanny pack, but it was like so ridiculous. Like they were so ugly. So mine was like an old man belly with hair.
What?
Yes. And so like if I put it on, it looks like my belly's hanging out with like hair and a belly button and everything. And then some of them had like rainbow fur like everywhere. That's and funny. They were just obnoxious. And we wore them for like a day, and it was pretty funny.
That's cute. That is funny. But if you do it because like the sweaters, I'm just like, do it because it works for you. That's fine. But if it's just to be like everyone else.
Now we do Pink Wednesday at work. I don't think you do, but on Wednesdays we wear pink.
I bought a shirt just because people wouldn't let it go. I work a Wednesday like twice a year.
Well, see, so you did conform.
But that's not a functionality thing. That's
and it's cute.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's like,
just because we all like Mean Girls.
yeah,
That's all that is.
yeah,
That's
for
so
sure.
great. To the figs point though, I did want to say one other thing about their aesthetic, which is the like workout undershirt then
Mm.
tucked into the figs.
Hmm.
I would never, oh my gosh. No, you'd see all my love handle, all the places where I keep my extra cookies. Like, no, 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 no.
And if you're working with Sam, for God's sakes, wear a bra, or I will never hear the end of it.
I don't understand why this is a conversation. Fine. What wave of feminism was it? Like second wave feminism where everyone's taking their bras off and like flinging it. Don't get me wrong. I think that women should vote and own property and have careers. I am not like part of the patriarchy before everyone starts hating on me, but for the love of God, no one wants their eye poked out when you move too fast. Like wear a bra to work. This is like, we are in a first world. We are professionals. We can do this. I
Now,
think.
have you heard that wearing a bra increases your risk of breast cancer?
That's a lie. Next. There's no way in the world an accurate study could ever have been done to prove that. That's
Oh my gosh.
crazy.
This
No.
just cracks me up because Sam and I will be working and she'll be like, "Did you see that person, that floated here or whatever?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "She's coming around. Just look. She's not wearing a bra." And it just really consumes
It's just so risky. And like, don't you like having an extra layer of clothes between like you and the outside world? Like, I don't need it.
Yeah, I will 100% say that I would never go to work without a bra.
That's
I
like a
can't even
nightmare.
imagine what that would feel like. Like it would just be so weird to do my job without a bra on.
No, I could never ever. Well, I was thinking of something that goes with that, and now I can't remember what it is, but that's okay.
That's okay. What about hair?
So my first job, you were not allowed to have your hair down. Like
No.
the charge nurse would tell you to put it up. Like, no.
Well, and that is part of like I think every hospital's dress code is your hair is supposed to be up, but we all know that doesn't happen.
Every time I wear my hair down, I'm always like a little nervous. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm going to get like somebody's going to tell me. So I have a clip or I'll wear it half up, half down, something like that. But there's a lot of hair in our department and it's lovely. It's beautiful, but it is everywhere.
The only time I will wear my hair down, like completely down, is if I'm going to be in charge because I'm not doing patient care. And even then, it'll end up within probably an hour because it just gets in the way.
I tend to agree, but I feel like there are lots of us that it's down all shift.
Yeah.
Unless something is going on.
I will tell you my opinion that is going to be not liked.
Okay. Good.
The bows. I cannot do the bows.
Really?
We are professional women, and if you come in with a pink sparkly bow that's the size of my hand, I can't take you seriously, and I don't feel like anybody else does either. And just a little bit of a soapbox, like no bows. Like one little bow, okay, maybe, but like the big giant bows, if you are resuscitating someone and your bow flops around while you're like doing chest compressions, it shouldn't be there.
I didn't know what you were going to say, and I did not see that coming. I like the bows. I'm a fan.
No.
I own many, 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 many bows.
And wear them outside of work all you want, but I just don't think they belong in the hospital. It just, yeah.
So I guess that gets me maybe to a different question, which is, do you feel like our jobs, like going to the hospital has, for nursing and nursing staff, sort of become the place where we express our fashion,
Mm,
hairstyle, makeup, like sense, maybe more than we used to. Because I probably spend more time getting ready to go to work than I do almost any other like
mm,
recurring activity in my week. Like I care more about what I look like when I go to work than other places.
mm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get ready more for work. Like I put my hair in a bun, I put on mascara. I cannot leave without mascara. That weirds me out. But I don't wear other makeup. I don't
Yeah.
do my eyebrows. Um like some people. Um I don't put bows in my hair. Like I go to work. But yeah, I feel like I'm probably the minority there that a lot of people do like get kind of ready.
Zhuzhed.
Yeah.
Where I grew up in that ER, it was like a full face of makeup is what you were expected to wear.
Mm.
And I'm talking like your eyeshadow matched your scrubs. Like
Oh.
it was, I worked with these very beautiful Hispanic women that had the capacity because of their hair and big
Mhm.
eyes to just do a lot of things that would never fly on my like white girl skin.
Yeah.
Um, but they were always done up. And then I remember my first shift when I moved here at a different hospital. I showed up not like looking like I was going to prom, but just like with a full face of makeup on. And I looked around and like none of the women had any makeup on. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, this is this is different. So I don't know if it's regional or if it's just, I
Yeah,
don't know,
maybe. I mean, can you
convention.
imagine me coming in with eyeshadow and lipstick on? Like everybody would be like, what is going on?
Sometimes you wear eyeshadow, no?
Nope.
Oh,
Never. I mean, yes, in my real life, but not at work.
yeah. Hmm.
Sometimes I will put on foundation, and that's only if like my skin is looking extra blotchy and gross.
I do think that there's definitely like two groups because I can quickly name the staff members, like the women staff members that don't wear any makeup. Like I know who they are right off the top of my head. And then the ones that I don't think we have anyone that wears a lot,
No.
honestly.
Yeah, I think it's pretty tamed.
Yeah. And that might just because some of us are personally, I like the this is just what I look like and you can't really tell that I'm trying very hard look, but I 100% am trying. That's where I want to land. Is right, is
Yeah,
right
I
there.
want to look like I'm pretty naturally, but it's
I'll be
not
myself.
natural.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I will spend a lot of money on makeup to not look like I have any on. That's the goal.
That's the perfect amount right there.
Mhm. But you touched on it a little bit, and I know you want to talk about it more. The spiky eyebrows. Okay. I'm of the opinion that like whatever you wear or do with your hair or your like makeup should accentuate like some sort of natural beauty, right? Or look just like and people are going to be like beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but like we just know that some things are more flattering than other things,
I
whatever.
just, yes. Okay. So, to those of you with spiky eyebrows, I love you and I love that you love your eyebrows. Um, I just, I just don't get it. Like your eyebrows grow in a certain direction and it's not straight up. I'm sure my daughter, who's 19, could explain all this to me. And I know it's just a fad and it'll go away. But it's just, yeah, it looks like you're surprised all the time.
I just like, how does it make you look? Does it make your eyes look bigger? Does it like make your forehead look smaller? Does it accentuate your natural like curvature of your cheek? But like, give me something to make it make sense. I just need a reason. And I, for the life of me, can't find because yeah, they don't look surprised. They just look like a crazy anime character where you're just like, huh? What? And the girls that we see all the time are beautiful. And then they
Oh,
do it.
yeah,
And I'm like,
absolutely.
but why?
I know.
Why?
And then I try and think back, like, okay, what did I do in my 20s that like people in their 40s were looking and being like, why did you do that? I don't know that I can think of anything that was like spiky eyebrows.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there was something, but I'm with you. I
Oh,
can't.
maybe, okay. My generation made tattoos and piercings normal in the hospital. Like that.
It used to be a thing too.
Yes. So when I started, you absolutely could not have any facial piercings whatsoever. They would actually make you put a Band-Aid over them, which how stupid does that look? But I have had lots of piercings. I have lots of tattoos, and I have tattoos on my forearms, and those had to be covered too. You had to wear long sleeves over any tattoos, and you would never get hired if you had a neck tattoo. And now, oh my gosh, you just see like neck tattoos everywhere. So maybe that's it, but I don't know.
I'm sorry. The question was to think of something that didn't look good, and what you proceeded to do was to prove how your generation normalized something that we're all okay with now. So I don't think
that doesn't really relate to spiky eyebrows at all, does it?
I was gonna say the frosted lip. That was weird. I mean, I can't think of
the intense highlights, like really stripy highlights. That looked horrible.
Those are so horrible.
Yeah. Or tips, like you'd have like frosted tips on your hair.
That was for boys. Boys frosted.
Even girls did it though. Like you'd have like dark hair and then just blonde on the tips. But yes, boys did have the frosted tips. My husband had frosted tips in high school.
Oh, because he was in a boy band?
Yeah, well, it was the 90s, man.
It was the 90s. Facial, I know we should wrap this up.
I know we are just
do you have a what do you call it, the little ring on your nose?
And I just have a stud.
You just drink the Kool-Aid. That doesn't make
I've had this forever.
Okay, fine, but all of the like my aged women and they have their like little hoop, and I'm just like Instagram.
Should I just get an eyebrow ring so I can be different? I used to have one.
That would be different. I'm just like, did you just do it to be cool? Because it makes me. But that being said, one day I had a mom who had a Costco sweater on, and I was like, oh, I totally have that. Sweater. It's so cute. It looks good on you. And she's like, everyone has this sweater. It's from Costco. And I was like, okay, never mind. Then you.
I was trying to be nice.
I know. I was like, I'm basic too. I shop at Costco and Walmart and Target, like whatever. But she wasn't having it. Okay. Anything? I know you wanted to talk about like personal style, which
we just went off.
Yeah,
just nursing.
You have personal style, and you always look very fun and beautiful at everything we go to. I have been wearing the same clothes since I was like 17. So mine's pretty much the same.
I am a thrift store junkie. I love thrift stores. And so, yes, my style is very like however I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
But mostly like hippie chic, I guess, is what I would like to go.
Okay. I think that makes it, because I see you in a lot of prints that terrify me, but always look so good on you.
Oh, yeah. No, my closet is very colorful.
No, there's 4 colors in my closet, and I'm sure that you can guess what they are. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, sorry. I hope that you guys found this entertaining and have your own thoughts or can laugh about the different styles that you've seen at the hospital in your careers. And we're on social, so we would love to hear about some of the funny things that you've seen, some of the things that you think that we're wrong about, or even send us some pictures of maybe the fanny packs, sweaters, or bows that you all wear.
Birkenstocks.
Or God help me, the Birkenstocks that you all wear on your units. And just know this is just for fun. This is just us chatting, and we are always thankful for the skilled and dedicated healthcare workers that are out there. Even if your pants are a little bit too tight, or you dress like it's 1992, it's totally fine. So until next time, this is At the Nurses Station.
Bye, guys.
Hey guys, this is Kelly from At the Nurses Station. Sam and I would like to remind you that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly our own and do not in any way reflect the position of our employers. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and in no way should be considered medical advice. As always, consult a qualified medical provider for questions regarding your health or medical conditions. We hope you had fun listening to us today, and we'll see you next time at the Nurses Station.